Hey guys, welcome to the bird's nest. I had someone tell me that I should have my phone in the portrait position, not portrait, landscape, and I tried to do it, but it didn't work. So, and I couldn't find how to do it. I actually started it, and then they told me I needed to change the position in something. It didn't work. So I'm just coming on today because I heard some gossip, and please forgive my eyes. My allergies, I don't know what's causing them to act up. I vacuumed, I have dogs. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I heard some gossip. And if it doesn't come from a reliable source that I know I can count on, I call it gossip. And I didn't really think anything of it, but people seem to think something of it. So I told you I keep my ear to the street and I'll keep you up to speed in case you don't know. So I'll let you know. Tony Rizzo. Tony Rizzo is a Cleveland media person. He's on the radio and he plays good cop, bad cop with Tony Grossi. Tony Grossi is the bad cop and Tony Rizzo is the good cop when it comes to Shedeur. Because Shedeur got to have his own storyline and players and all that. Because he's Shedeur. But he caused this. He's the circus. Anyway, so although Tony Grossi claims to support Shadore, I don't know if he does or not. Because him and Rizzo claims to support Shadore. I don't know if he does or not because I just don't believe they're genuine. I doubt that Tony Grossi really dislikes Shadore as much as he seems to profess. He doesn't even know that man. So I don't know if he dislikes him or not. And I don't know if Rizzo actually likes him or not. But Rizzo, the one that's supposed to be Team Shadore, said he went to the game yesterday and two different sources told him that Shadore would definitely be playing. See, that didn't mean anything to me because we already knew he was playing. The owner said he was playing. They done put out a whole statement to Ian Rappaport saying that he was playing. So I knew he was playing. But these people told Tony, now they told him two different things. Now we all know that the higher ups are divided in Cleveland. It seems like there's a battle going on between Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Barry when it comes to Shedeur. That poor boy. I don't know. I won't call him poor. He's rich. He's rich, and this is why he's rich. Because people are interested in him. He's popular. So this is what comes with it. You want to be rich like the Kardashians. They go through things, because you're a public figure. But it brings you money. Lots of money. So I'm not going to feel sorry for Shadore for this. I know it gets on his nerves, but it comes with the territory. It comes with the money. So the person told Rizzo, or one person, because two people told him he was going to play. One person told him that he would play the last 4 games of the season. Well, that chat my hide. Because I was like, who else going to play the rest of the games? Dylan? Okay, so then you trying to lose. You trying to lose. If you're going to let Dylan play all those games and then put Shadore in the last 4 when everybody's injured, when they're out of playoff contention, when they're checked out completely, that would be totally useless. But another person told him that it could be sooner than that. I told y'all. And none of them had moved me off the fact that Shadore will be starting after the bye. That's the only way. The only way that I would move off of that would be for Dylan to ball out. It doesn't even matter. It could be, even though he didn't ball out his first 3 games, even if he balls out the last one, the one coming, if he balls out against the Patriots, I believe that could delay Shadore. Because then it's like, oh, okay, he's coming into his own, and let's see if he could stack a few of these good performances. But as long as he performs to the standards that we've come to expect from him, or I've come to expect from him, I expect Shedeur to start after the bye. So I didn't really think it was a big deal to bring you all this information, but other people seem to think that this was some kind of good information. I'm calling the gossip. We don't, just like I admit, I think he's going to start after the bye. That's gossip. It's an opinion. It is not a fact. I don't know. We'll see. That's just what I'm thinking because of the moves that they've been making. And luckily for Shadore, the ones that are Team Shadore are in power. So whatever, it doesn't matter what Stefanski wants. If Andrew Berry wants him to play, whenever he wants him to play, he gonna play. And Andrew Berry was on, not Andrew Berry, Jimmy Haslam. Jimmy Haslam was seen on the sidelines watching the game yesterday, and allegedly his grandsons were with him, nephews, some family member, I can't remember. And I didn't verify this. They are standing with him. They're right there with him, and they both got on Shedeur jerseys. So, hey, the man said he was going to play. I believe he's going to play. They made moves so that he can play soon. We don't know. We'll see. And then I was watching those daggone Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show guys. And, I like them, even though several of them are anti-Shedeur. And some of them, well, all right, we got the Bull. The Bull, if you guys watch it, Bull, I can't remember, he's somebody, the Bull. I just call him the Bull. He's the big guy. He's the biggest guy. I don't know if he's anti-Shedeur as much as anti-Shedeur fans. He be calling us names and everything. But today he made me think he was anti-Shedeur because for the second time, I caught them lying to disparage Shedeur. I can't remember if it was him or Jay, who Jay is not really anti-Shedeur. He just has more of a loser mentality, and they all were up there saying this team's not good when they have an elite defense and Quinshawn, but they still calling them not good because they settled on Dylan Gabriel as the quarterback. Anyway, one of them said that Joe Flacco said that Shedeur Sanders was not ready. So I put in the comments, can someone please tell me where to find that? I need to see that. That would be big news, seemed like. It seemed like I would hear that somewhere. If he said that out loud, what, in a presser? Where did he say that? They didn't say where they heard that. They just said Joe Flacco said recently that Shedeur wasn't ready. See, they be passive aggressive, all of them, with each other. Well, really, with G. Bush. That's who they're passive aggressive with. Because G. Bush gets on his platform and he kind of be blasting them. He be blasting them. He doesn't do it on the show. He gives his point of view, but he's not trying to argue anybody down from their point of view on the show. He can deal with it on his own platform. They all have their own platforms. I don't know about Jay, but Jay did say he had multiple jobs, and I think he's on ESPN sometime. And then Jason writes for The Athletic, disparaging things about Shedeur. I'm sure he writes other things. I'm sure. But when it comes to Shedeur, he always writes disparaging articles about him. Like they would really prefer to not even see Shedeur. And that's not because they don't think he's good, because who cares? Dylan Gabriel's not good. Flacco wasn't good. You was okay with seeing them, but they don't want to see Shedeur. What's the use? Huh? Anyway, so they straight up lied today and said that Joe Flacco said that Shedeur wasn't ready. Now, I couldn't get anybody to Tell me where I could find this. So I searched for it myself. I searched up and down Twitter. Couldn't find anything. Did a Google search. AI said, and you never know if AI is true or not. AI said, Joe Flacco has never said anything like that publicly. Claims have been made because AI will search all over the place just like I'm searching. They'll search and they'll try to find it. When did Joe Flacco say this? This is the second time I caught them in a lie. Just lying. I don't like that. Lying is ridiculous, and from media people, I really hate it. Hi, Selma. How you doing? I'm good. My allergies acting up, but otherwise, I'm good. Who's that? Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah. Could have caught them in a lie. But people are just getting more and more afraid. And then you see people hyping up Dylan's performance. They compared people who threw more than 100 times and had 2 touchdowns in their first start. It was only 2. Him and Tom Brady. And they're like, yeah, Dylan's him. Bruh, clearly that's a dumb, useless stat. They're just giving out dumb, useless stats. Now, and they did it. I saw it on Daniel O. That's what I call him. He's a journalist in Cleveland. He's a real journalist who is impartial. He's not fully a company man. Like, he's not fully compromised. And they done released advanced analytics because you know how much those ding Browns love analytics. As good as they performed in that game yesterday, they came out with the analytics to show that they suck. Just like they did with Shedeur in that Panthers game. They came out with the advanced analytics to say, I know the game looked good, but Shedeur actually sucks. That's what they did after that Panthers game. That's what his own team did to him. They never did that to Dylan. Anyway, so they released the analytics to show that, we know that Quinshawn, his average per carry was like 3.4 yards. Okay, that's because he did a whole bunch of carrying. But where it counted, he had the 46-yard run. He had a 17-yard run. He got 3 touchdowns. I don't give a daggone about no 3.4 yards per carry. Because it would have been the same thing if he was doing the check down, check it on down, got to check it on down to the ground, check down. It would have been the same thing. So it's just that instead of doing the check downs, they let Quinshawn run. And so you're going to get some of them going to be short yardage, no yardage. Sometimes you ain't going to get nowhere. So it doesn't matter what the analytics say or that it was 3.4 yards per carry. He had 3 touchdowns. They won. It's the most points they've scored since last year. So, it was a good game. It looked good. It passed the eye test. I don't care about no analytics, and I don't care about no stats. So, at least Rizzo, one thing that he confirmed, because I was chatting with someone, I can't remember if it was on my channel or somewhere else, and they were talking about Dylan getting traded, and because I was like, well, maybe Shadore will get traded. People are coming for him, and the Jets are really desperate, and Miami should be desperate by now. They might not be. They said Tua is still their quarterback. But I know that people will continue to come for Shedeur, and I don't know if the Browns are saying we want, everything in the kitchen sink for him, or are they saying we're not giving him up at all? Period. You can't have him. But if the person that spoke to Rizzo on that side of the organization, that wants Shedeur to start the last 4 games, well, actually what they said was he's going to start the last 4 games, at least the last 4 games, no matter what. So that would mean to me that they might let, let's say Dylan was balling out. Even if Dylan balled out on the last 4 games, they're going to let Shedeur play. Well, Dylan's not balling out. And I don't think he's capable of balling out. And so that last 4 games thing, I just don't think it's going to happen. But we'll see. This is all an assumption. But it sounds like they're not open to trading him. They know who he is. And the players know who he is. That's another reason why I do believe that he's going to be playing after the bye, is because the players want him to. See, all that stuff about what Rizzo heard, and what Ultimate Cleveland Sports heard, they never say, we heard from the players. See, G. Bush be saying we heard from the players, and I think that's why they came up with that. Flacco ain't said a daggone thing. Why are you lying? Because you're trying to upstage G. Bush, who has the inside track with the players who told him. And anyway, they said it publicly anyway. Myles, I hate to keep saying it, but you never know who's going to see this. Myles Garrett said he's ready. Denzel Ward said he's ready. Jerry Jeudy said he's him. The boy makes plays. Tommy Rees said he has been growing over the course of his time with the Cleveland Browns. He has learned the plays. And when he has the opportunity to use them, and to me, I kind of took that to mean they don't really give him no opportunities. But when they do, he balls out. That's what the offensive coordinator said. And then the wide receiver coach already told you. I don't know if anybody is here who saw that. The wide receiver coach going on and on and on about the rookie wide receivers that Stefanski won't put on the field, and leaked to Rex Ryan that Shedeur be sitting in the back with them. If Shedeur moved from the front where he normally likes to sit to the back with his wide receivers, it's because now he got that chemistry. They've been working together. They got that perfect timing. He letting it be known in the building, I'm with them. And he keeps talking about them. Just like the wide receiver coach did the first chance he got. Shedeur talks about them every chance he gets. They ready. Don't y'all throw Shedeur out there with no Jerry Jeudy. He's not ready. How many times he got to drop the ball? That's sort of like them doing this thing with Dylan Gabriel. How many times he got sucked? Is it going to take for him, instead of them dropping the interceptions and the refs calling it back? Do you need him to get picked off 5 times in a game before you move on from him and stop losing with him and going out there with no quarterback? That's what you're doing as long as Dylan's there. So it's just a lot going on with the Browns. It just never ends, and Shadore's in the middle of it. Oh, that was another thing that happened. That's another thing I could bring up. That's not really gossip. Well, it is. Part of it is gossip. So Bucky was there yesterday. Thank God. Bucky was there. Shedeur lights up around his family. He behaves a way with his family that he never behaves any other time. He is most comfortable with them, of course. So they were running into the locker room. Bucky was using his credentials. He has credentials to tape on the sidelines during the game. But photographers aren't out there talking, and videographers are not out there talking to players. They're just recording. Well, because it's Bucky, he's talking to Shedeur. He ain't really supposed to be doing that. So at one point, the team was headed into the locker room. They had been warming up on the field. They're in uniform now. They're ready to go. They headed in the locker room. Headed in to the stadium. I don't know if they were going. They couldn't have been going to the locker room because they were just going to come out, announce them, and they run out with the smoke and the big thing. And so Shedeur was headed in, and he came over and talked to Bucky to the camera. And a coach, I think it was the wide receiver coach. What is it? I don't think it was the quarterback coach. I know what he looks like. I think it was the wide receiver coach. Yeah, I could be wrong. Whoever it was, really kind of yoked Shedeur up. He grabbed him by the arm and pulled him away from Bucky. So this girl, a young lady, I don't know what she was, sorry guys, said, he had no right to do that. He shouldn't do that. And I didn't have a problem with that. As a woman, the way I see coaches and fathers interact with their athletes makes me want to stick up for the athlete. Don't be talking to him like that. That's because I'm a woman. But over time, I've seen it enough times that I learned to stand down. This is how men interact. This is what they do. This was him sending a very strong message to Shedeur. Don't do that. You're getting ready to be QB1. This is the way I took it. You're about to be QB1. Don't put yourself in a position to get that taken away from you because you're talking to your brother, to the camera on the sideline, especially with the reputation that you have. So I didn't have a problem with it. This is how men interact with their athletes, whether it be the coach or the father. See, I've got a nephew that played for the Carolina Panthers. Well, he was an undrafted free agent. He didn't make it after training camp, but he was there. So he was a very high-level player. And, went to Northwestern and all that stuff. The Rutgers first and then entered the portal, went to Northwestern. And I see how his dad talks to him. And I'd be like, please stop talking to my baby like that. But no, that's how they talk. They're very tough on them. And that's how they become elite athletes. Snoop used to do it to his son. If you ever looked at their show when Cordell was playing football, Snoop was very tough on him. And it was hard to watch. But by then I had already seen my nephew going through it. And so, that's how they are. As women, we're not going to like it. Don't be talking to my son like that. Don't be doing my son like that. Don't be getting in my son's face. Don't be. Because we are nurturers. But men gonna get in his face. You need to be a beast on this field. I ain't got time to be treating you like your mama. I'm gonna treat you like your daddy. So yes, that happened. That happened at the game. If you watch Well Off Media, you saw Shedeur got yoked up yesterday because he was talking to Bucky on the sideline when he was supposed to be heading into the locker room with the rest of the team. Oh, and that's another thing. Child, I can go on and on with this gossip section. Ultimate Cleveland Sports had a very long, drawn-out discussion about the fact that Shedeur doesn't sit next to Dylan during the games. I already made that observation. I've been to 2 games myself in the preseason, and I have never seen them interact, ever. Bucky actually posted video of them having an interaction after the game, but I just don't think they're friends. They are competitors competing for the same job. Dylan has taken swipes at him, and Shedeur has taken swipes at him. I don't think they're friends. And that's okay, right? They ain't got to be friends. So they were like, so they're having this long discussion, and I'm like, I know that when I went to the game, I never saw Shedeur and Dylan together. I know because I was trying to take a picture of them together, and they were never together, and I went to 2 games. And they're saying, but when it comes to these televised games, the camera, they're gonna get a shot or two of Shedeur, but they don't stay on Shedeur the whole game. So who knows where he is? But then the bull said somebody that was at the game told him, now I don't trust you because I caught you on a lie. And this might have been the second one. I can't remember who told the first lie that I caught them in. So I don't even know if I can trust you because you lie, you liar. I hate liars. I done caught you in a lie twice. So I don't even know. Because you didn't say that at the beginning of the conversation. You trying to make your point. So then you're going to say, well, somebody that was there said they never saw him with Dylan. If you look at such and such bench, you see this one sitting with this one sitting there. When are you seeing all that? Nobody's focused on the bench during a game on TV. So when are you seeing all that? You're lying. Why y'all be lying? I don't like that. So I don't trust nothing they say going forward. Nothing. And it's the bull. And I heard Jay told the first lie. I heard somebody told somebody, and they told me that the player said it's that he's not ready. They can't find nobody to say he's not ready, so they keep making it up. It was the same exact thing. They keep making it up. He's not ready. His players said, fellow players, the vets, said he's ready. The rookies gravitate to him, and he's leading. I don't know what's going on with Dylan. Did y'all hear what Miles said the other day, after the game yesterday? About him being unsatisfied? And saying he's not trying to say anything to make anybody lose their job? Did y'all see that? Yeah, he's trying not to say anything to make anybody lose their job. The only people he could possibly be talking about is Jerry Jeudy and Dylan Gabriel. So it's a mess going on over there. The Cleveland Browns are a messy organization. Hi, King Jones. Echo that media. Yes, Kevin does have to go. He is thinking up the place. G. Bush, he's the only one that speaks the truth. Exactly. On that show. Those other three men. Oh, yeah, that's the face I be making. But I can take it. Because the bull, even though he hates Shadore's fans, whatever, and y'all, or they, be paying them for super chats. I wish I would give them super chats after that man called us everything but a child of God. I ain't giving you nothing. That you can get this view. That's what you can get. And I be giving them a like because I watch it. I don't want to be that girl. I'm absorbing your stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a like. And I might cuss you out in the comments. And even though I'm cussing you out, I'm commenting. So that's beneficial to you. But, yeah. Jay's the loser mentality. Jason's the anti-Shedeur loser mentality. He's the one. He said today the team sucks. They don't suck at all. They need a quarterback. That's it. And as for those wide receivers, Shadore's the wide receiver whisperer. Y'all don't know. See, and I don't know that anybody knows. Or I know plenty of people know, actually, but not everybody knows because well-off media puts it out there. They put out the wide receiver practices. There's footage of the wide receiver practices that occur outside of regular practices. The boy be making them practice, trying to give them pep talks to keep them. I know it's our day off, y'all, but we got to get this down. There's video of that. There's video of him training up Gage Larvadane. And Gage made the team. There's video of that. But you telling me I'm crazy. No, I just know more about him than you do. I know about his process. I'm on the fence about that trade Shedeur, Saeed. I'm on the fence about it because trade him to who? A team that sucks? The Browns don't suck, but they do have a jacked up organization from the top down. Once I learned that Jimmy Haslam would direct a coach to lose and give him incentives for losing, they jacked up from the top all the way down. So that's messed up. But they got a good team. And if they could get a decent coach, they got a shot with a quarterback to go deep in the playoffs at a minimum, I think. If they give Shedeur the last 4 games and he goes and balls out, Kevin for sure should be fired because there was a chance you make the playoffs. Thank you. That would be the only good thing about Shedeur starting too late. That would be a good thing. For him to get out there and ball out and make Kevin Stefanski look like the liar that he is. All this heat that he done brought down on Shedeur. It's because of his actions that people are saying all these bad things about Shedeur as a player. Not just him. Of course, the collusion that was the NFL draft, that started it. Well, that didn't even start it because Shedeur been taking heat. Shedeur and Dion been taking heat ever since they went to Jackson State. Them going to Jackson State caused a big splash. Because they're going to a HBCU instead of, what is it, the SEC? They're going to a HBCU. And they're taking Travis, the 5-star wide receiver, with them. So that was a big story. They've been taking heat in the media ever since. They ain't doing nothing to nobody. But people think it's okay to attack them. They come up with any reason to attack them. So they just have to keep dealing with this. And it's okay because they're rich. Really, really rich. Well, Shedeur is. And Coach Prime. That's what I say. I wish. I know it's not happening. It's not going to happen. I wish that he could have started this Patriots game and gave them a chance to get a win there. Because then you're really in. Well, you're not really in, but you got a chance. If Shedeur is him, I think he is. And he's going to ignite those wide receivers. And if we could somehow, that's why I really believe Stefanski needs to go. Like, he needs to go for Shedeur to be totally unleashed. Because the wide receiver coach already said those scout team wide receivers are where it's at. So if Coach Stefanski was gone, they would get an opportunity to play, which is what the wide receiver coach and Shedeur said is all they need. It's an opportunity that Kevin Stefanski ain't never going to give them. They must have gave Jerry Jeudy some money or something. So what, you got to keep playing him, even though he keeps dropping the dang ball and leading the leagues and drop balls for 2 seasons in a row. They told me he balled out with Jameis. So it got to be a specific quarterback for him, I guess. So happy I found this channel again by accident. Simply, it matters. All you got to do is subscribe, honey. You don't have to turn on the notifications. I'll never bother you. But at least you will be able to see me in your timeline. I'm happy you found me too. Trade him, yeah. Like, who's a good team for him to be traded to that's worth a darn? Miami, Tua got a big giant contract. Justin Fields' contract is reasonable, but they did try to get Shedeur. They tried to get Shedeur, and the Browns wouldn't give him up. That's the Jets. Who else? The Saints. Do they have a decent team? They desperately need a quarterback. The Raiders desperately need a quarterback, but everybody like to call Tom Brady Shedeur's mentor. They ain't friends. They're business acquaintances. And Coach Prime and Tom Brady are business acquaintances. They're not friends. Because if they were friends, Tom Brady would have gave him a heads up on that draft situation. He didn't. And the Raiders and the Giants were courting Shedeur for 2 years. And neither one of them took him. And Tom Brady's with the Raiders. He's a partial owner, a minority owner. No warning. He didn't give him no warning. And H. Boog let it be known that that was a problem for him. So yeah, they ain't friends. So he can't go to the Raiders. And Tom have made little comments that seem to be directed at Shedeur. They ain't friends, so he can't go to the Raiders. Who else? And he could have had Shedeur. No, they want to go along with the collusion. It's not none of the teams that had a quarterback. It didn't have to be them. It only had to be the losing ones. Daboll said so. And they told me that Daboll did something else too. Directed something else. I can't remember. I don't know. Oh, what did they say about New York? They said New York. Oh, a player was saying that a call went against them because New York overruled the officials on the field. Why does New York have power? Daboll started that collusion against Shadore. That's why I don't like him, and I hope he loses, and I hope he gets fired and never gets another job. Yes. Somebody was talking about that earlier, Crispin, about the Panthers beating the Cowboys. I think they beat somebody else too. Was it? You know what I need to? I can't look because I hate to turn my back to the camera because we need to take credit for all our wins, man. We don't get that many. We get more than the Browns though. But my quarterback is injured right now. No, he ain't my quarterback. I discriminate against short quarterbacks. But he's balling, so I gotta let him live. Yeah, like why isn't he over by Gabriel trying to learn from? That's what Leo. That's what I said. I could understand if it was Flacco and he was always around Flacco. I said that when I went to the game, he wasn't with Dylan. He was with Flacco. Why wasn't Dylan with Flacco? Because Dylan don't be with nobody. I seen him with they talking about Shedeur. I seen him with Kenny Pickett briefly at one of those games. But otherwise he'd be by himself, which led me to believe that I don't even know if they like him. Shedeur be talking to everybody and he would be stuck to Flacco like glue. But what is he supposed to learn from a quarterback that's less than him? And he knows it's less than him. And even Ultimate Cleveland Sports said that. Not that they think it, but that Shedeur thinks it. You damn right he think it. That's why he came to Cleveland. Because he knew he was better than all them. Yeah. And from what I heard, Judy was dropping balls before he got to Cleveland. Thank you, Simply It Matters. Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I appreciate you guys. Miami Jets. I wish he could go to Miami, but Tua got that big contract, but so does Deshaun Watson. Huh. Yeah, Tua could be an expensive backup like Deshaun. I wanted him in Dallas. I like the idea of him being behind Dak. Nope, they sure ain't. He could help the Jets for real, right? Poor Justin Field. Well, I won't say poor. I can't call none of these guys poor because they got the money. They got the bag. But I knew Justin wasn't going to be successful. I've been following him ever since Chicago, and I knew he wasn't going to be successful. They gave him the money. I was like, oh, well, you fell for the okie doke. Thanks, Cal. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Hit that like and please subscribe. I keep my ear to the street. I'm going to bring that news to you. And I'm going to look for it. I'm going to try to get you a good source. If I don't have a good source, I just call it gossip. That's what it is. Just like Stefanski's friend has him hooked on Gabriel, and Gabriel is getting all these opportunities. Look, this is the thing I always think about. When Shedeur does become QB1, he's going to be like the lowest paid player on the squad. Damn near. Yeah, he makes $1 million a year. I think that's like the minimum. Practice squad players are making like 800,000 a year. Ooh, they did my boy so dirty. Ball and give me the hand in the ball over. He's such a supercomputer that can't process the red zone. Cha. I know he felt humiliated when they took him out of the game when they were in the red zone twice. Boy wasn't even on the field when Quinshawn got 2 touchdowns. I didn't know this was NFL Gospel Channel. You preaching on here straight facts. Cal, you funny. Like you trade him. Cleveland ain't can't cramp. Crap, probably. Stop it. Charles Smotherson. If Cleveland had a coach that was worth a damn, I don't know why Jimmy Haslam is holding on to Stefanski so long. But that coach that came out before and said that Haslam gave him incentives to lose, he then used him as a scapegoat. The man lost like he told him to, probably earned a nice little piece of change from the incentives. And then when it came to time to throw somebody under the bus, they fired him. And that's why he spoke out. It didn't mean anything. Anytime you say anything about the NFL, nobody cares. Yeah, nobody cares. You talk about the collusion. They got collusion cases going on right now. Some coach that got fired, they got like 2 of them going on right now. As a matter of fact, is the other one a coach? Are they both coaches? One guy is white, that's suing them for collusion, and another guy is black, currently suing them for collusion. And the one, they tried to get something to be inadmissible or something, and they lost. So now, you kind of assume they're gonna wind up settling. And then we'll never hear about it again. Nobody cares. It came out that they were colluding. They did collude against Lamar Jackson when he was trying to get traded that last time for more money. The report came out and nobody cared. Lamar didn't sue him. People talk about Shedeur, so he's not going to sue him. If you sue them, you might win, but you don't get to play the game that you love. You got to forfeit that, like Kaepernick. You can get the money. You can have the money, but you ain't having the money and the game. Some people seem to think that coach that's suing him, the white one, because he won that case where they tried to get things to be inadmissible, they think that he'll get the money and the job back. Because I think that's what he's suing for. He wants his job back. Happy being me. What gets me is that they criticize Shedeur, but they don't say anything about Jackson Dart dancing around, wearing his hat backwards, and Cam Ward calling his team ass. Well, they got on Cam about that. They had to buckle down on Cam because Cam was getting out of pocket in those pressers. So after he called them ass, he got a firm talking to for that. He had to slow his roll down. Miami was so bad, Dylan should have had a hell of a day throwing the ball. Exactly. And they didn't let him. That's what told me, Leo. That's what told me. I mean, Stefanski, when he talked about him in the presser, he's off Dylan. He hates Shadore, though. But he know Dylan's not him. So he just have to give him the appropriate number of games where he can be like, okay, we gave him an opportunity, and now we got to move on to this damn boy that I hate that be balling out in practice. And all the players putting pressure on me. And Miles and pressers talking about me and my coaching. I love Miles. Miles is my favorite. Oh. And Miles said he going to keep on speaking his mind. Y'all gave him the money. And he got a no trade clause too. So he gonna talk that talk. And he said he is not gonna stop. Y'all better push Shedeur out on that field before he starts saying it. I want Shedeur. What are we doing? Because I know that's what he's thinking. Ooh, these allergies, child. But anyway, I just want to check in and give y'all that little piece of gossip about the it was so corny. Shadore's gonna play either the last 4 games or sooner than that. They just be trying to have something to say. Ooh, he can't stand Shedeur. Ooh, Cal. You can catch it in his facial expressions in news conferences. Yeah, he it's always Shedeur and the rest of the guys. Shedeur and the rookies. He never gives like a full critique of Shedeur. Certainly never compliments. He used to compliment Dylan. When Dylan did something good, he was very complimentary and he would just be glowing. But with Shedeur, he be sullen. Shedeur and all our guys. That's what Shedeur gets every single time. I love me some Shedeur. Put him in, Charles. Yes, Charles. We love Shedeur. Exactly, Leo. Dylan is exactly what he was projected as, a serviceable backup in the league. And I don't know I cannot get a read on the Browns and what they be doing. I know that he wanted Kenny Pickett to be first. And maybe that was actually that's what I concluded. That was the first trade that Andrew Berry did that he had no control over. Because Kenny Pickett was his first choice. And Andrew Berry traded him away. And then he went to Flacco. And Andrew Berry traded him away. I don't know what he's going to have to do to get Dylan off the field. Because as long as the quarterbacks are there, Kevin has the power to play whichever one he wants. But Haslam can make him do it. Bro, do you want the job or not? But he going to throw him under the bus eventually. Yeah, Dylan is a backup, and I don't even think Dylan's a good backup, but as long as you stay healthy, Dylan ain't gonna win you no games while you out. Shedeur knows more football than Stefanski. He certainly, he can come up with some plays, I'll tell you that. The boy got a future in coaching for sure. We need a verse of a song before you dismiss what? So glad I found this channel. I'm so glad you said that, Cal. Thank you. You and Simply It Matters. I love your conversation, conversion, push. Leo, if Dylan is so good at at X's and O's, let him coach. Right. Be a coach, bro, because you ain't fit for the league. And I can't even talk because my quarterback is shorter than Dylan. And not only is he shorter, he's skinnier. Ooh, I wanted Shedeur to come to the Panthers so bad. I heard people say that might have meant Dylan. Dylan can't see how to throw the ball to the left or right, only down the middle. No, he can't throw down the middle. He can only throw to the left or the right. I meant Dylan. Yeah, he's short. Just like my guy, Bryce Young. And Russell Wilson, too. Russell Wilson is short, too. Hey, Jimmy Horn doing good over there. Yes, he is. My nephew. I'm so proud of him. And see, unlike the reception that Shedeur is getting in Cleveland, Carolina is embracing Jimmy. Even before he got out there and started balling, because he only been in for the past 2 games. 2 games. Even before that, he was like a celebrity because he's a Colorado boy. He's a Coach Prime boy. They let him talk good stuff about Shedeur. They don't talk bad stuff. Cleveland is so strange. And to have your fans turn against one of your players, well, actually, all that stuff is only on social media, guys. It's not in real life. Like Shedeur says, he likes to get out in the community because he didn't even deal with that at all. No negative comments. just people clamoring to get to him, get autographs, get a picture. It's all on social media because people on social media are very brave. In real life, they're cowards and they're fans, and that's why they be stalking them anyway, because they're fans. Yeah, Travis isn't doing bad, but he's not doing his best. And I think he can make it without Shedeur. I know that he can. Um, I'm glad Bucky came too. And then last week, Pilar and Shiloh were there. And I hope somebody comes every week. You know, they're coming because they don't want Shedeur to play and family not be there. So that's why they're coming. So I hope they come to every game. Even if they do that last 4 games thing, which I know is not going to happen. Andrew Berry ain't making all these moves and trading away all these quarterbacks. Don't make them cut, Dylan. Don't make them do it. Make you have Andrew Zappy as your backup. I mean, I don't think his name is Andrew. Zappy. Browns fans have been traumatized. I believe that. I believe that. Over years, they are, like Delpit said, they don't know what winning feels like. Yep. And I'm so grateful that I watch other games because, as I said in my earlier video, only watching Browns games, you don't get to see real football. The absence of deep passes is a big absence. Like, that is huge. And they don't do it. Or if they try, they don't do it well. Like, even Flacco wasn't doing it. Stefanski won't let him do it. So I love watching other games and seeing real quarterback play. Shadore gonna give us that. He been saying it. Shiloh went live while getting his hair done a couple of days ago, and Shadore came into the comments, and he responded to Shiloh. He gonna be throwing deep passes, honey. Deep. You ain't got to worry about when he come in. I love how the opposing team's fans love Shedeur too. Even when Shiloh was pretending to be his brother. They poured love on him. Yes. He loves his Pete. That's what it is in person, in real life. The internet is not real, y'all. As a matter of fact, so I'm going to see you, Auntie. And we so prevalent on social media that like Cleveland media be mentioning us. Not in a good way, but G. Bush does. But when I talk about it at a game, anybody I talk about it to, I'm going to see you, Auntie. They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. They ain't never heard of that. Anytime that I bring that up in real life, they never heard of it. Real life is in real life. It's not on the internet. It's about the money. Show me the money. I'm a Rams fan, and these two organizations are like night and day. Yup, even my little quarterback be making passes, honey. Our wide receivers get usage. Look at Jimmy Horn Jr. And he's not the only one. Liggett had he had a game last week. This week. Yesterday. He had a game. And he wasn't the only one. So Bryce got, I don't know when Bryce got injured. It wasn't like at the end of the game. He got injured in the game. And unfortunately, now he's going to, we got this 3-game win streak going on, and now he's injured, and we got the backup coming in, and he's Dylan Gabriel quality. So there goes our win streak. St. Louis is for real. Is that what STL is? We need the aunties to get together and do a little halftime commentary during the games. What do we do? Like join the live type thing? I thought about that yesterday. I'll do it when Shadore gets in. When Shadore gets in, I will definitely be doing my halftime show. Yes, I ain't doing it now. Bad enough I gotta watch those dang people. If their fans don't want to come to see Shadore, his fans will still... You better believe it, Leo. Listen here. Like I said, I've been to 2 games. I went to the one here in Carolina, so I did get to see that Panthers game in person. And I went to the Philly game I bought the ticket before, his oblique had him ruled out for the game, and I know that wasn't his idea. So I had to watch Dylan's first game. I went to Philly for that game. I will travel. If they announce that Shedeur is the starter by the Titans game, I'm going to Cleveland for that game. Believe that. So, yeah, I will be going to my nephew's games. When I supported Russell Wilson, I just came off Russell Wilson this year. Because Shadore's here. I've been waiting for Shedeur for 2 years. I traveled. I went to the Commanders game, and I went to the Ravens game. They were driving distance. But for Shedeur, we'll travel. Don't let them be starting next year and they go overseas. We'll travel. One CU auntie went to the the London game, knowing Shedeur wasn't playing. Just like I went to that Philly one knowing he wasn't playing. Sorry, Charles. Rams have always been LA's team. Yeah, that's funny how they move the teams around, man. What do you do? What do you do? Or like the Ding Dang Commanders, man. They the Redskins, man. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to check in. That's my gossip for today. Ding dang, this video was long. Thanks for joining me and talking to me. I always enjoy you guys' company, and I really appreciate you and everybody that subscribed. I really appreciate you. And don't forget to like it. Hit that like for your girl. That does something. I don't know. I don't get money for this or anything. I don't know. I guess it's just nice to get likes and comments and interaction. So like, comment, and subscribe. And y'all have a good rest of the day. Hopefully I won't hear any more news today. Y'all have a good day. Mwah.